16th Town Board meeting to order. Everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Everyone please remain standing. I'd like to have a moment of silence for the death of Charlie Kirk. Thank you. I'd just like to, I think you all know this, but I think it's worth mentioning that, there is no place for political violence in our society. Whether you're left, right, and center, it should all be about having peaceful discussions and debates, and we should never resort to violence for any reason whatsoever when it comes to politics. Okay. I don't have any other supervisors report tonight. Do we have any correspondence, Paula?
Do. It's from Judge Ricciani, from the Family Court Judge in Sullivan County, 3rd Judicial District. It's to Brendan Pavesi, the Chief. I am writing to commend Officer Gonzalez for the assistance he provided me on September 6, 2025. That afternoon, I was working in my chambers at the Government Center when I locked myself out of the building. I approached Officer Gonzalez and explained my situation. He contacted the Sheriff's Office to find out if they had keys to the Government Center. Honestly, this had not occurred to me. Thankfully, the Sheriff's Office does maintain keys, and a deputy was dispatched to the Government Center. Officer Gonzalez offered to wait with me until the deputy arrived, but I told him it was not necessary. I cannot thank Officer Gonzalez enough for this help. He is a true credit to your department. And I also have another one. Oh, no, resignation, sorry.
Okay, thank you, Paula.
Yep.
All right. Then I'll go ahead and move on to public comment. Do we have anyone signed up to speak tonight?
We do have Bonnie Mikowski.
I have a road comment. Let's gotta keep it going.
Thank you.
Welcome. Hi, I'm Bonnie Kowski. Thank you for this opportunity. My comments refer to Rose Road. In 2023, the town sued Rose Road owners, YNHK, for illegal construction and occupancy. In May 2024, the court ordered stipulation required that the property be vacated, permits obtained, $48,000 fine paid, and inspection by July 6, 2024. Only the fine was paid. The property remained occupied for another year. So, 2 seasons it was occupied. Through the summer, and then everybody goes home. July 2025 inspection confirmed ongoing illegal occupancy, unpermitted construction, and unsanctioned electrical work. August deadlines were ignored. Despite repeated violations, no effective enforcement occurred. Residents continued to use the property each summer without consequence. Number 3, summer in the country. Thank you, Fullsburg. This is not just about Rose Road. It reflects a systemic failure. Developers build before permits are issued. Certificates of occupancy are granted without proper inspections. Code enforcement is overwhelmed, yet no structural changes have been made to address it. Developers now know Fallsburg is in an enforcement vacuum. Why should anyone follow the rules if there are no consequences? Finally, I note that the planning board attempted to adjust its meeting schedule to accommodate a developer with 7 projects. Do ordinary residents get the same special treatment? The action that's needed here is immediate accountability, enforcement, and structural reform in the building department and the code enforcement. And I assume the town board oversees that department, so I'm hoping that something will happen that will be positive for the town and its residents. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else like to speak?
Please step up, sign in.
Just say your name, I'll do it for you.
Jerry Skoda. I also would like to talk about the Rose Road situation. It was scheduled for a court appearance last Friday, and the court appearance was done virtually, but I was able to watch it. I was a little concerned about the way the process went because the court only discussed one violation. And the defendant said that he was prepared that day to settle. And basically it was an electrical violation that was minor compared to the flagrant violations that are going on there. The contempt of court, for example, as Bonnie mentioned, using the facility all summer long when the court stipulation said no use of the facility. They still have not applied for any building permits for any of the illegal buildings that they did. And I see on your agenda that you're appointing a counsel tonight to pursue it. And I would challenge the board because to offer to settle after one violation is discussed, they were looking for a slap on the hand and go about your business. I think every violation that the town has recorded in that case needs to be discussed as part of that court action. And there are a lot of them, and they're serious violations like contempt of court. So like I said, I don't know any details of who or what you're appointing later on this evening, but the person needs to make sure that they pursue every one of the violations. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry.
Is there anybody else here who'd like to speak?
I've been in this community for a number of years, and Rose Road has gotten this town more attention than anything that I can remember, What's going on in Rose Road is being talked about. Some of the things that are being said, I would use the word alleged, because obviously we are not sure of everything that's been going on. But the general consensus, ladies and gentlemen, is that you guys aren't doing your job, and that there's obviously, it appears, whether it's correct or not, but it appears to the general public, because we don't get a lot of information from you all, other than what we read in the Democrat, as to how this particular situation on Rose Road is being handled. Now, I recognize that our attorneys are involved, but that doesn't mean that you haven't got some latitude to share with the general public, the taxpayers of this town, what is really going on Rose Road. Really. Remember what I said about the result of unintentional consequences? Part of what's happening to our town is exactly that. You guys need to really step up and tell the world, tell the Democrat, tell the people in the rest of Sullivan County what the heck is happening here in our own county on one road, Rose Road. There are people in Sullivan County that didn't even know a Rose Road existed in the town of Fallsburg until they read it in the Democrat. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Anybody else?
Anyone online would like to speak? Okay, then we'll go ahead and close the public portion, and we move on to department head update and our agenda items, starting with Arnold.
Okay, good evening. Harris asked me to come and give an update on Mountaindale Park. It's been many years in coming, but a few years ago, I'll just start with the pool. A few years ago, we had to dig up all the piping for
Put on some air, it's getting
A little stuffy in here.
already.
Yeah, you can
I
go.
didn't even-
Must be you.
I didn't even start. We had a big project. We had to dig up from the big pool to the kiddie pool, pipes bursting. Through the years, the water is seeping into the pump house. So now we have a leak on the other side, but it's really not safe in that pump house anymore. I really don't think we can use the pool. Scott met with Harris and Rob Ward, and Anthony was there. It seemed to be the consensus that it's not safe anymore. We do have a campground. We do need a pool. A safe estimate to dig up that pool and put another one, prevailing wages for a town, $800,000 to $1 million to put a pool in. So that begs the question, is it worth it to put a pool? That'll be for the board to decide. I can give you some numbers from this year, when it was hot. We had about 800 residents. Now that could be a camper who had people visiting them and came to the pool. They would have been charged a resident rate. We had 48 non-resident at the pool and 181 campers. So we were open about 67 days. That's less than 3 campers a day. In August, 34 campers, 220, I'll say resident. Not a big revenue for what that pool costs us. I'm just gonna talk in generalities because there's staffing involved with some of these. Lifeguards probably cost us $48,000, just a ballpark figure. Chemicals, probably 10,000. Supplies, a couple of thousand.
This is just for Mountain
So it's just for Mountain Pool. Paint, you have to paint the pool. It's a 2-3 day project. It's about $65,000, just the one pool.
Paint.
No,
I mean,
everything, the whole
maintenance.
total to operate the pool. It's a lot of money. What did we take in this year? 4,000. You really have to ask yourself, does it pay? But the pool is one issue. The water tank is not in good shape there. We've been piecing it together year after year, trying to plug it up. We're gonna need a water tank, we're gonna need the pump house to be updated. We updated a little, but the technology, that unit was so old in there, and it relays to tell when to release water into the system. A lot of man hours this year, doesn't always catch the signal. So it's become antiquated.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You-
Oh, I got more.
Okay, so,
I'm just giving a synopsis of the worst picture of that park, and the board would have to decide, is it worth it?
does the water tank and pump house service the park
The park,
only?
yes,
And does that include the campers in the
the
park?
campers,
So regardless, if we want to maintain a campground and, have paying campers, we're gonna have to upgrade that.
right.
Okay, yes.
So
How big is that water tank, do you have any idea?
I knew you were gonna ask that, I didn't get that answer back today. But, enough for the campground, for sure, and the facility. We need road work at the bottom of that road. We're looking at 12,000 to replace the culverts. Our electric service, constantly needing to reset either our NYSEG's end or our end. The problem is, through the years, everybody used to have a 30 amp, and that's all the service that's there is a 30 amp service. Through the years, people buy 50 amp campers. They have to readjust, you're putting a 50 and you make it a 30. But they turn on 2 air conditioners, they're gonna blow their box, which they've done. They're drawing the max, and we don't have the max there. So that's become a problem. How much do we take in? We have about 81 sites. probably about 225,000. Add the 4,000 or 5,000, 230,000. To operate that park with insurance, with electric, at the end of the day, the town might be seeing 30 to 50,000, and that's probably a higher estimate. So I think the board, and I could talk in depth about other issues that, with personnel. You really have to think about, the park isn't used a lot by locals. It's at the end of the town. It's never been a populated park. When you say park, visitors coming, more or less it's a campground. So, the board will have to knock around, and I could talk a little more freely about personnel with you, but you got a big decision to make. Is it worth having a campground? 2 campgrounds? For what we take in and what our maintenance and what we're potentially looking at. The pool is definitely, by their estimations, a no-go. It's dangerous. So that's the big part. Is it worth, even if forget about everything else, is it worth $1 million to knock that pool out and put a pool in? Or is that park,
That's the big question.
or is that
That pool
park?
is quite a bit bigger than 20 size.
Yes.
It's like a full-size Olympic.
It's a big L,
Right.
and there's a kiddie pool,
Right.
which, so,
Well, Mattsdale, the camp, the campground brought in $196,000 last year, so it's not something we wanna get rid of necessarily, but
well, you
to
have to
maintain
just.
$1 million pool, I don't know if we're not required to provide a pool to the campers. They could easily go to Morningside and use that pool if they need to. I don't think
You
we
have a
use-
campground, you're providing a pool, I don't think
Not
you
to
tell
mention-
people, I don't think you tell people that are paying a rate, no, we don't have a pool anymore, go somewhere else. But that's not for me to decide, that's just my opinion.
In my opinion, I don't think that's gonna deter them, I think we're still gonna maintain a waiting list to get into that park. But.
But it's not just the
worth a
pool,
discussion.
you're looking at, you're probably looking, the bathhouses have to be redone. I mean, I've done the insides, the problem is they're so old, the piping doesn't meet the need of what we have today. They're old pipes, and I didn't even get into the sewer pipes, because there is town sewer there. Those are the old pipes, they're constantly sticking snakes down there, we're hitting branches that grow in. I hate to paint a dire picture, but
It's a pretty
it's
dire
a,
picture.
it's a very old park.
It sounds pretty clear where you're leaning.
Yeah, but, there's just so much you can do before you have to start replacing things.
Right.
So,
What does shutting it down look like? 'Cause that's what it sounds like you're talking about. What does that
that's, I'm just presenting that picture, which kind of,
look like? Any recommendations, like what do we do with that land that's there? Like,
there's 197 acres. That would be up to the board if they want to sell it. It's 197, it's a lot of hill, the lake is included with that. But it's, if it was Morningside, I wouldn't be talking like that. It's used and it's not a, could you be better off putting playground equipment in Mountaindale near the O&W and having that whole facility that has your sports and your picnic and the rail trail? That's an option. I can give you options, I can't make the decisions, but yeah, it is something the board should talk about, and I'd be happy to get into a little particulars of personnel with you at another time. On a positive note, Harris wanted me to mention a week from this Sunday. I believe that's the 27th or 28th.
28.
The Daffodil Project. It's called Hope, and the idea was to represent by planting daffodils for the children that died in the Holocaust, 1.5 million. So originally, they were gonna give us 3,000, they've done 1,500, but we said we could do 3,000. We're gonna get 6,000. So we're looking for community support. We have some kids from the school coming, some fire departments, the public for sure is welcome to come. We're gonna dig the holes. It's just putting the bulbs in. Some will be able to paint the borders. So it'll be a nice community project and the representation. So the benefactor met with Harris. He's also involved with the Borscht Belt. He wants to make Morningside for lack of a better word, a botanical destination. So we'll have this shot. The daffodils will only be about 4 to 5 weeks, maybe 6. So he's looking to give other items for us to plant. So it's a nice opportunity to really make it a destination. So we're excited about that at the park. And that's it.
I do have something to say. I want to thank you, Harris, and all your employees at the park for the very nice appreciation luncheon you gave everyone. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Also, I might as well, the pickleball courts, daily, there are 10 to 25 people. You see the cars there, they put their chairs outside. There's 8 or 12 at a shot, getting great usage for the courts, so.
Yeah, I'm seeing that on the Mountain Vale side.
Oh, you
And
are?
Mountain,
Yeah.
Mountain Vale too.
AC will wait the other day.
Although some people,
That's pickles. This is pickleball.
yeah, right. Some people, when we first were doing that project, had a negative comments, but they were totally wrong because pickleball in Mountain Vale got a lot of action, and the project came out great, and I was through Sullivan 180, plus the town made up the difference. We did the court, we did the area over, there's now some parking.
Flowers is the only thing that's done.
Flowers will be going, we put the trees in, we waited because the fall is the best time. But yeah, we're gonna do in the spring. We have 2 areas, mountains, we'll be putting, planting, well, they will, I'm retired. But thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all that information. I just want to put a plug in for Mountain Vale Park. I don't swim in pools, but I swim and kayak in the lake, and I have friends that do too. We're not a huge group, but I do think that connecting it with the ONW Trail and making it more of a campground situation, it's beautiful over there, and it's quiet, or at least it was when I was there, and it's beautiful. So just want to put a plug out there. Maybe it's not the best for the pool, but I don't see that as a reason to close down the park. That's my opinion. Thanks.
I would add to that as well. I use Mountain Vale Park. I've never used the pool, but I use the lake. And I think that's a great swimming lake for swimming, fishing, anything. So even if we decide not to keep the pool, I think it's worthwhile to keep.
I didn't even
park.
know there was a pool.
Yeah, you still,
It's an old pool,
Yeah.
but it's a big, nice pool. I've just never used it.
even if you didn't have the pool, you're looking at 500,000 to do the upgrades.
But that's capital cost, right? It's not an operating cost.
No. But to put that kind of money to make 50, you know, you have to ask yourself as a businessman, is it worth it?
Right.
But,
O&W does a lot of
well, the
PR.
O&W is not near Mountain Vale Park, it's in town,
Right.
so where the
But it's
trail
not
is.
that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
That's gonna take some work, but.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so let's move on to our agenda items for tonight.
Can we go slow with the?
Yeah. So we keep track of.
Yeah, it's just hard to say when you can talk on top of each
Got it. All right, so number 1, motion to approve town board minutes dated 9/2/25.
Motion.
I have a motion,
Second.
I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, the motion passes. Number 2, motion to approve payroll warrants dated 4/23/25 in the amount of $339,407.47.
Motion.
I have a motion,
Second.
and I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 3, motion to approve payroll warrant dated 5/7/25 in the amount of $363,312.81.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 4, motion to approve payroll warrant dated 5/21/25 in the amount of $369,020.79.
Motion.
I have a motion,
Second.
I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 5, motion to approve payroll warrant dated 6/4/25 in the amount of $377,906.07.
Motion.
I have a motion,
Second.
and I have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 6, motion to approve warrant number 09/25 dated 9/5/25 in the amount of $1,191,553.20.
Motion.
I have a motion.
Second.
Second, Miranda.
Second, Miranda. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 7, motion to approve Safi El Shabazz as an enforcement officer with a yearly salary of $55,500 effective 9/8/25.
Motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second. All in favor?
I recuse myself.
All right.
Abstain. Yeah, I'll abstain also.
All
Sorry.
right, so I have a motion,
Hold on.
Miranda and
Abstain.
Sean abstain.
2 abstentions, yes. I have a motion and a second. I have 2 abstentions, and I am a vote of yes, so that's 3-0-2. Okay, number 8. Motion to approve employment of Emily Hubbard as an account clerk/database in the building department with a yearly salary of $41,648.25, effective 9/15/25.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion passes. Number 9. Motion to accept resignation of Kyle Schmidt from the sewer department effective 9/5/25.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. All right, so number 10, this has to do with the agreement that we have with the Fallsburg Central School District to reimburse us for the cost of the school resource officers. So they reimburse at 100%, so this is to authorize an agreement with the school board for that. Number 10, resolution number 72 of 2025, adopting the agreement between Fallsburg Central School and the Town of Fallsburg and Town of Fallsburg Police Department for school resource officer service for school year 2025 to 2026.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. So the next one is for, last year, Camp Mazza came to present to us about possibility of either creating a camp or some sort of development, and they were talking about needing municipal services. But that's gonna require some work on their part, engineering work, to determine if it's feasible, and we didn't wanna bear those costs on our end. So essentially, we are approving the creation of a pre-project escrow for professionals so that they can reimburse us for any time or effort that we spend on it, without any expectation that, that there's an approval or anything like that. We're not creating a Primrose Road to approval. We are allowing them to, and with us, do work to see if it's feasible for something to be done there. So number 11, Resolution 73 of 2025, approving the creation of a pre-project escrow for professionals for agreement Camp Mazza Project SBL number 56-1-38.1 and 61.1 and 59.
Motion.
I
Second.
have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 12. So, this is regarding setting a number of things, but we're gonna be looking to set the public hearing for the annual budget for September 30th, which is the next meeting, as well as, we're considering adopting the local law, to override the tax cap. Not to say that we're passing any of this right now, but we're setting the public hearing to do that for the 30th. Right, yeah, September 30th. Number 12, resolution number 74 of 2025 to consider adopting local law number 4 of 2025 to override the New York State tax cap limit and to review town finances, the annual budget, and set time and date for public hearing for 9/30/2025 at 6 p.m.
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. Number 13, this is to allow this is the town board to allow the town clerk to solicit competitive bids for our upcoming winter's ice control material, which is sand and salt. Actually, this may not include salt, this is just sand, delivered and non-delivered. Resolution 75, 2025 to authorize town clerk to solicit competitive bids for ice control material, sand, either delivered and not delivered. Bid date Tuesday, October 21st, 2025 at 2 p.m.
Motion.
I
Second.
have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. All right, next one is to set the dates of our fall cleanup, which will be October 17th, 18th, and 19th at Morningside Park.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
The resolution 76 passes. Number 15, so, just to, requires a little explaining. So, we're currently seeking litigation against the Rhodes Road property, and we're finding that, it's gonna require, our best and our brightest to work on this personally. And the town board has identified, you know, the person that we've that we've appointed to be our town attorney, Richard Baum, to be the lead litigator in this matter. However, unfortunately, he is the town attorney. We only utilize him for certain municipal counsel and advice. Our agreement with the town attorney does not include any sort of litigation whatsoever. But because of the importance and the severity of what we're dealing with here, we want to ensure that we have our best and brightest working on this. So in order for us to request that he work on litigation on this matter, you know, this goes outside the scope of his town attorney privilege, town attorney agreement, and so we're seeking an additional retainer just to work on this matter, you know, and to be our lead counsel, and, you know, together with other, whether it's Dylan Harris or any other outside counsel. Not only will he be coordinating, but he will be taking the lead in the litigation on this. So number 15, Resolution 77 of 2025, authorizing engagement of special counsel with respect to YNHK LLC.
Motion.
I
Second.
have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion passes. All right, so that's it for our agenda items. We do have one discussion item tonight. Inquiry regarding survey and purchase of town-owned land located at 5798 Route 42, Fallsburg, SBL number 28-1-44, presented by Mayor Rosenberg. All right, step on up.
Well, firstly, thank you for the opportunity about this property. So I just remember, like, I'm a resident of town. I used to buy milk over there and goats from the M&S farm, you know, goat milk and stuff. And lately I became friendly with the owner of they have a little farm over there. He has some chickens, not a lot of things. And my kids like it a lot. So he was telling me, you know, there's a property next to me, you know, and town owns it, and inquire about it, you know, if what they do with it, and it's a great piece of property. There's an Eversink River, you know, where my kids like to swim, sometimes I go take them over this property. So I was gonna ask if the town has any interest to, get it from market appraised by, maybe 2 different appraisers, and I will pay the appraisal fee as well. Shouldn't incur anything, and see if, not looking to put a bungalow house, just want to put a single dwelling house, what I had right now, is a single dwelling house. And I've had some contractors that say, the house has to come down, obviously, there's a house, it's been dilapidated for years, and the house is worthless, so it has to come down. So I'm gonna also incur, fees, obviously, if I'm removing that house, everything's gonna be on me. So I would like to ask the board if they would entertain that.
Does the board have any questions?
So I was on the board originally when the town had bought that piece of property. It was gonna be a potential site for a new sewer plant at the time, which wound up not materializing, it didn't work. And I don't know legally, I'd have to ask our attorney, but I'm more interested, I remember approximately what the town had paid for that piece of property. Yeah, it was, I think, somewhere like 160,000.
180, actually.
180. So I would be open to a discussion, but I don't care as much about what the appraisal is as I do about the town getting at least close, if not what we originally put into it.
I mean, I would love to look into that. My numbers were like somewhere about 100,
Right.
but I'll definitely step it up because, the town shouldn't lose money, but the 180 was probably because of the house was at that point. I'll have to take it.
No, the house was not. I
wasn't part of
walked the property. It was, no, it was not, it was not.
Just to clarify, the sale was June 4, 2018, 160,000.
Okay.
And it was listed as land only, and I'm looking at image made.
The house was not of interest to us. We didn't, and it wasn't, I remember, it wasn't livable at that point. We bought it because of wanting to put a sewer plant in there, but it is desirable property because it's on the river. And I just,
So
and
instead
it was
of,
also 2018, going back then, the property values were substantially lower than they are today, so.
so instead of going back and forth, I would say I can come up probably with that money and that cash.
Again, I don't even know if it's legal to sell a piece of property that's without having it,
You have to make a determination that it's no longer used, and it has to be at market value.
So I would go after the termination of the board. I don't want the town to lose money by any means.
Right,
And to make a good offer, to get a good chance, bite at the apple,
right.
I would pay whatever the town pays in the closing, obviously.
I don't know, how many acres is it?
4.36.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing is, like I say, I'm not gonna lie, it's in Eversink River.
Yeah,
Kids love swimming there.
Yeah.
We go to the other guy and it's very shallow over there, so I have 4
yeah,
kids.
many, back in 2018, I walked the property several
Right,
times.
and I fish over there with him, so it's.
My concern when I heard about it, to be honest with you, was if the appraisal came back and, I don't, it's 4 acres. I don't know what it would come back as, but if it was, 40, 50, 60, it could come back more. But, I would think that the town has a responsibility to at least.
At least to recover there, mitigate.
Any other board questions?
And thanks for that opportunity.
All right, that's it for our discussion items and our agenda items for tonight. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Right before you, I just wanted to say, we lost a great person who was very influential in the town, Billy Resnick. Employs a lot of people in his business, always has. He took Mountaindale and built a stadium and tried to get a baseball team, which they did have a baseball team. Always active in the community, well-liked, great businessman. And I just wanted to mention that in public. That we don't have a lot of, that's a different generation, Billy. But was a good generation. I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you, Arnold. All right, any motions? Are we going to executive session?
I think we have a couple of things we need to.
Can I get a motion to?
Are you coming back?
I don't think so.
And more of a swimming area.
We were under the impression you guys were going out.
Wouldn't that be
back
an
in.
option? They could swim
Anything with that?
All right, any motions on the table?
I do make a motion.
I made a motion to,
Enter executive session for what purpose?
No, injury.
No lifeguard here.
Personnel matters?
So snakes are good here.
Alright, I have a motion to enter executive session for personnel matters. I have a second, all in favor?
Who was second?
Yeah.
Jack was- And everyone was in favor.
Yep, thank you.
Alright, we don't anticipate any further business after executive session. I wanna thank everyone for coming out tonight, and we are adjourned.